Hey everybody, we're live. We're live. Testing out something new here, guys. I've seen Melon have released a new feature where you can actually watch something and have a camera at the same time, built within itself, and you can use like Chrome extension. And obviously, this Ronaldo interview starting now. Originally, me and Lee we're going live very soon. We're going to be doing a Brazil sort of a waffle chat, sort of memory bank, talking about all the things that we did, and while we watch the video, we'll be going back and forth over each one. So it's gonna be quite fun, quite fun. But yeah, the Ronaldo interview is going to start, and I thought, why not just do a watch along? It might not work. It might work. It might not. I don't know. Got a countdown starting. I'm going to try and refresh it and see if it does work. But yesterday's interview was quite interesting. I don't know if you're Man United fans or if you're not Man United fans, but I found it really interesting. The link to the original official video actually is down here. I'll send it in the chat to people. But we should be starting. Let's see what happens. If I can, once it starts, I'll try and bring it out onto full screen as well.
Are you a web
Hey,
creator?
Valdu.
Get
How you
ready
doing, bro?
to up your WordPress game with Elementor.
I'm not sure if this is technically allowed, but it's
Elementor is
YouTube.
the
I'll
leading
click the
website
name.
builder which allows you to create WordPress
We'll see what
websites
happens.
visually
Hopefully it is
without
allowed.
writing a single line of code. Intuitively edit and custom.
This is Talk TV.
See if it works.
This is Piers Morgan Uncensored. Coming up, revelations from Ronaldo. Football's biggest superstar gives his blistering verdict on life at Manchester United.
Part two. Part two. This one's going to be more fighty one, I think.
This is Piers Morgan Uncensored.
Welcome to the special edition of Piers Morgan Uncensored. In the next hour, Cristiano Ronaldo turns up the heat. He sensationally reveals he has no respect for his current manager. He calls out Manchester United's owners, the Glazers. He talks candidly about his future at Old Trafford and the World Cup in Qatar.
Excited.
He even reveals his retirement plans and what he thinks of Lionel Messi. But I begin with a very personal question. Do you have more pounds in the bank or more Instagram followers?
It's a good question. Probably similar. I don't know. Probably similar.
Jeez.
I'm just trying to work out how Wayne Rooney could hate you even more. and
Minted.
Probably that's the answer.
Well, not only him. Imagine the rest of the rats. They're gonna criticize me too. But it's good. It's good to be still number one. If you see the
balls.
Forbes magazine every year, I'm in the top of the list. So it's not by coincidence too.
But knowing you, it's not the money so much. It's just you want to be at the top, right? I mean, that's what I think what drives you. Someone said to me, what drives Cristiano Ronaldo? I don't think it's money.
Yes.
I think it's being the best.
Absolutely.
Beating people. It's
Exactly.
that competitive streak.
He knows he's
the
good.
records, the adrenaline. But Piers, let's be honest. The last years, the football changed. I see football now as a business, to be honest. Sometimes Georgina have expression that I don't understand. They treat you players like a piece of meat. I say yes. You say everything. It's true. When they want you, when they count with you, they give you everything. When they don't, they try to make a hard life to you. I see football, Piers, the last years as a business. I saw many things that I'm disappointing. The passion for the game is still intact, but in the same way, I saw other things as well, which is surprised me, but in the same way, it's part of the business, because if you see the world how it is in the moment, it's all business. Everyone take on itself. They are more individual.
Well, you become a commodity, don't you? Where if you can sell record number of shirts in 24 hours, great, right? But if suddenly the team isn't performing well and they need someone to blame, it looks to me like at Manchester United, the default position is it's got to be Cristiano's fault.
Exactly. It's always my fault. The problem is always me. I look like I'm the black sheep.
Good to hear.
Which is I don't like. If you do it good or if you do bad, they're always going to find some criticize. Even in the national team, the last 3 months, as I told you before, the criticism was so bad. I mean, not only in football way, but professional and family way as well, which surprised me a lot. Looked like I was a bad guy, which is not true. People have to listen from my mouth the facts as well. This is why I give this interview, because I think it's the right time to speak out of my mind, which is what they say the last 4 or 5 months is completely garbage. I'm not gonna say 100%, but 99% it was garbage. People say false things or lie things.
Which things have annoyed you the most?
Family issues.
I want to talk about one in particular on that, which is when you were late back for the pre-season training. A lot of speculation because you'd said several weeks before that you wanted to play Champions League football and that you were maybe looking for another option because it didn't look like United would get to play Champions League.
Let's make my points. For example, the pre-season moment, and after you mentioned new clubs or the interesting. For example, the pre-season, I had a very, very bad, which is I don't say nobody. The people who surround me, they saw, friends and even my mom. I had some problems in vacation that my young daughter, they have a little problem. They have bronchitis, which is
Bronchitis?
Bronchitis,
Really?
yes.
Your little baby, though.
Yes. I was in Mallorca in holidays and she stayed 1 week in hospital, which was, you don't enjoy a lot the vacation.
And after what had happened, so worried.
Exactly. And the people make up histories that they say that I don't want to go travel. People have to understand that I'm a human being. I'm always going to be in my side of my family. I'm not negotiate nothing behind that. You understand? And I even have the lectures from the hospital, the feedback of the health of Bella, which is I'm not showing nobody. Nobody asked me. I keep for me. People forget that I'm human being, that I passed through a difficult moments.
Well, you must have been worried sick. I mean,
I was very worried.
You lost your baby son, and now your baby daughter's in hospital.
Exactly.
And you must have been absolutely.
I spoke with the directive and the president of Manchester United, and then kind of that didn't believe.
That's shocking.
Something going wrong, which is make me feel bad.
Really?
Yes.
They didn't believe you.
They believe it, but in the same way, they are there. I never ever gonna change the health of my family for the football. Never. Now or 10 years behind or forward, and it's something that really hurt me because they doubt of my words that I struggle, especially Bella and Gio. We had 1 week in hospital because the Bella have a big problem.
Yeah.
And I didn't go to the pre-season because of that, because I didn't was allowed to left my family if something happened to do it the pre-season because
he lost his baby just before that as well.
To left my family for a pre-season. This is why I didn't go.
I mean, if my employer didn't believe a story like that, I would be so angry.
Yeah.
Because everyone, I'm not mentioned only in that Manchester way, but in the world, especially in the football world, they are very, very, very individual. Everyone on look for themselves or themselves. They don't care about your moments, your struggle moments, your issues, family problems. They want you. They want you. Doesn't matter your family problems. I don't mean Manchester, but in a general. As I told you before, the football goes so fast. You have many competition, many games, pre-season, World Cup now. Listen, we have you have one game. After 3-4 days, you have to be in the national team preparation for the World Cup. It's hard. Sometimes you have to sell everything and, be with your family, take the best decisions. And in this summer, I didn't feel comfortable. I feel uncomfortable the way they treat me, especially the press. They doubt about me, the professional that I am. It's impossible to be.
Press are always on his back,
end
aren't
the game. If you're not professional, they doubt about me, which is make me feel very, very, very sad. Because in my life, I'm always one of the best professionals. This is why I still play in the high level.
you play in a pre-season friendly and you leave the ground early with several other players, and there's another huge.
Yes, that was a big thing, wasn't it?
What was the truth about that? Had you got permission to go? Do you wish you hadn't left early now? Ten Hag wasn't happy, it was reported. What's the truth?
Because I will be honest with you. It's something that I regret to left from the stadium, probably, or maybe no, I don't know. It's difficult to tell you 100% if I'm, but let's say I regret. But in the same way, I felt provoked by the coach. I'm not allowed for me, a coach, to put me 3 minutes in a game. Sorry, I'm not that kind of player. I know what I can give to the teams.
You're talking about the Tottenham.
That's the Tottenham game.
Yeah, I'm talking about in pre-season. There was a friendly.
Yeah.
Where you left the ground with several other
me
players.
and 8 players.
Right. So.
But they mention only my name.
Yeah.
Which is everyone do that. I don't understand why they mention only about high value kind of game. Last year, many players do it the same. In that game, 8 players do it the same. So, but they only speak about the black sheep, which is me, I completely understand. Okay, it's done. I apologize to the coach, and for me, the chapter was closed.
Coming next, Ronaldo claims he's being forced out of Manchester United.
What do you think about that, guys? It seems like he didn't completely open up. Truthfully, there's missing bits to what he was trying to say there. I understand him being angry about his child and then doubting him, the press always attacking him. Now, he was talking about the Tottenham game, weren't he? Yeah. He was angry that Ten Hag didn't want to use him in the Man City game for 3 or 4 minutes out of respect, but then wanting to use him in the Tottenham game. So he walked off. Yeah, I think he's holding back still. He's not fully saying about that situation with the baby, but maybe he wants to keep that bit more personal, don't I? Because he said the president. I assume that means Murta, and see, we haven't got a president at Man United, so I don't know what he means by that. Murta's a sporting director, so I don't know exactly who he spoke to with that, but he said they didn't believe him, but they kind of did. But they wanted him to be playing, maybe. Yeah, it seems like it's not a proper interview where it's back and forth. It's more.
Join me, Jeremy Kyle, Monday to Thursday at 7, when I'll be taking a common sense approach to the stories that really do matter to you. And you know me, gang, I don't shy away from difficult conversations, so nothing is off limits. So if you're a free thinker and you want a show that reveals the truth behind today's headlines, absolutely no agenda,
question the answers.
Join me on Jeremy Kyle Live. It's on Monday to Thursday at 7, right here on Talk TV.
It's more about Ronaldo getting it off his chest rather than it being back and forth. Yeah, it's more of a Spanish thing, isn't it? This the president sort of thing. But I assume he just means the board of directors. Even though he's never spoke to the Glazers, he said he doesn't speak to them. It has to be. Yeah, like Murta and that. Woodward was gone by then. Maybe Richard Arnold. Ronaldo's probably had a lot of control over interview. Oh yeah, it's been structured, isn't it? Because in the last interview, he answered questions just before Pierce asked them, and he even acknowledged that he was going to ask that question next. So they probably rehearsed it as well.
It seemed to me that right from the start, Ten Hag wanted to show you who the boss was. He dropped you, he benched you, he mucked you around, he talked about you in the press. Were you getting that feeling? I mean, did you feel that?
The feeling, he always mentioned to me that I didn't need the preseason, so I should wait for my opportunity. I really understand. I understand. But I'm not going to give you points, but he don't do it the same procediment to every players. I'm not going to mention players, but they don't do it the same way. Second, I understand that becoming a new job, Manchester was so bad the last 5 years that they should clean the house, let's say in that way. But the way they approach, the way the press make this so big, it's because probably the communication wasn't the best. But I really understand in the beginning, because I didn't do the preseason, I don't start to play. But going more further than that, other things happen that they don't know. And I'm not hiding that the empathy with the coach is not good. I'm honest.
You don't have a good relationship with him?
I'm not mean good relationship. The empathy is not good, let's say.
Do you think he respects you?
I think he don't respect the way I should deserve. But it is what it is. This is why probably the game against Tottenham I left.
Well, I want to come to these two games. So against Manchester City, where United got destroyed, he didn't bring you on. He brought on other strikers, but didn't bring you on. And I felt insulted on your behalf. I was like, well, surely against Manchester City, if you're losing this badly and you've got the greatest player of all time sitting there, you at least give him some time, don't you? But he didn't. And he said afterwards the reason was he had too much respect for you, wanted to respect you. When you heard him say that, what did you think?
Excuses. I say as excuses. I say so many things that I don't wanna criticize him. He can have different opinion than me, that they choose the players that they think is better for the team. I respect that. But the excuses all the time, the excuses have short legs. You cannot excuse all the time, which is things that don't make sense. Okay, you don't put me against Manchester City because of respect of your career, and you want to put me 3 minutes against Tottenham.
Well, that's the thing. So you then play Tottenham.
Don't make sense.
And then he wants to bring you on with 3 minutes to go, which is the complete opposite to what he said the situation was with City.
I think he did purpose. Because, for example, in the national team, the other clubs, if the coach wants to put me 5 minutes, if someone injured or if they really need me, I will help. But in that way, I felt provoked, not only because of that game, but before some.
He was deliberately provoking you.
Well, everyone know that.
Disrespecting you, think.
Exactly. This is why I say I don't have respect for him, because he don't show me respect for me. This is why we are in that situation. I have to be honest that the things don't going well because of that, because the empathy don't exist, and he keep say things for the press, but the press say what they think it's good to protect probably him and Manchester United. But as I know, I understand many things, that he signed 3 years contract with Manchester United. Probably I'm not going to be too much long in Manchester United, apart when I'm finished my contract. I really understand, but I like guys that they don't lie, they speak honest, they be frontal, and I'm not negotiate my morals. My morals always will be intact. And what's going in my things the last 2 months was not respect in many ways, which is it. I can regret, for example, against Tottenham, to left the stadium before the finish.
Well, there's a video clip which appears to show Ten Hag telling you to get ready to come on, and you gesticulate back to him, "I'm not going to do that." And as a result, you get suspended for the next couple of games, and he goes public and says it's because you refused to come on. And you did then issue a statement of some regret, saying, you're a professional and you've never been suspended before, I don't think, in your entire career. I mean, when you look back at that, I guess my question would be, you've always been very acutely aware of your role model status around the world. Do you wish, with hindsight, you hadn't done that and handled it a different way?
Probably. I regret to left the stadium.
Yeah.
But I was, as I told the Pierce before, I didn't felt that he had respect for me to put me on 3 minutes after the issues that we had before. I was very, 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 very disappointing for the communicator of Manchester United, to be honest. I never had a problem with any club, with any coach. And they suspend me 3 days, which is I felt a lot, and it was and level of sport clubs, I felt a lot, and it was a shame.
Was it humiliating for you?
I think so, yes. I have to say the truth, what I felt. I remember I arrived. Well, I don't want to say details what he pretend to do it, but I'm not going to say that. But I remember arriving home and Cristiano see me, Daddy, you not go to the game? I said, no, because the club punished me with 3 days. And he do it like, how they going to punish you if you are the best player in the world? And you're not going to play? I said, no, I'm not going to play because I'm behave. And he look at me like, my daddy, not behave. What? In one way, I was good because I was like, more relaxed, but in the same way I feel very disappointed because, okay, I regret, I apologize, I'm not perfect, I commit a mistake, but suspending 3 days for that, I think it's too much, and they make fire for the press, which is really disappoint me.
And that seems to have been the pattern of the way Ten Hag has wanted to treat you since he became manager, just constant attempts to disrespect you, I guess.
Many points happen. I think in some certain points, I think was strategy from the club for me to react like that.
Because they wanted you to leave?
Probably, yes.
They're trying to force you out, you guess.
Not only the coach, but the other 2 or 3 guys there around the club.
At the senior executive level?
Yes, that I felt betrayed.
And you think they're trying to get rid of you?
Honestly, I shouldn't say that, I don't know, but listen, I don't care, I'm always, people should listen the truth. Yes, I feel betrayed, and I felt that some people that don't want me here, not only this year, but last year too.
They didn't want you to go there at all?
No.
Really?
No. Yes. The owners of the club, they don't.
The Glazers?
The Glazers, they don't care about the club. I mean, professional sport. As you know, Manchester is a marketing club. They will get his money from the marketing. The sports, they don't really care, in my opinion.
Do you ever talk to them, the Glazers?
Never.
Never?
Never.
Not since you've gone back?
No. They give all the power to the president, the sport directive.
A lot of Manchester United fans are very negative about the Glazers. They think they're taking all the money out and not spending enough on players, on the infrastructure issues you talked about. Do you think the fans are right?
The fans, they're always right. I think the fans should know the truth. Should know that the players, we want the best for the club. I want the best of the club. This is why I'm coming to Manchester United. This is why I love this club. But you have some things inside the club which don't help to Manchester reach the top level as City, Liverpool, and even now Arsenal, for example, which is complicated. It's difficult. It's hard. In my opinion, it will be hard for Manchester to be in the top of the game the next 2-3 years if they don't change.
If the Glazers stay as owners.
I'm not mean the Glazers, but
the structure.
The structure. As
he's trying to force Glazers.
Picasso say, you have to destroy it to rebuild, and if they can start from me, for me it's not a problem. I'm always gonna say I love Manchester United, I love the fans, they're always on my side. But if they want to do it different era, different generation, they have to change many, many things.
When you walked away at Spurs and didn't go on, Gary Neville said your behaviour was unacceptable, called for you to be punished. He said he knows what he's doing. He's experienced, and players of that power have a real negative impact when they do it. The influence they have on other players is really negative. And it was after that that you gave them the old blank treatment, which was very funny, by the way. But for Neville to say that about you?
They don't see the big picture. Why I react like that? What's happened?
All the behind the scenes stuff.
All the behind the scenes. I was probably not provoked. They will accept to play 3 minutes after the whole situations that going through the last 2 months. Don't tell me that top players, the guys who won everything, the key players, will play 3 minutes. Come on, this isn't acceptable. After what they keep saying before, that they respect me, they do this, they do that. For me, it wasn't not respect. This is why I take this decision. I regret. I apologize to my teammates for the situation. I did a post in Instagram. I regret to left from the stadium. I regret my teammates. They know what I felt. I said to them, apologize. But in the same way, I'm not regret to take the decisions to don't coming on. I'm like that. I will be always like that. If you don't have respect for me, I'm never gonna have respect for you. And the coach didn't have respect for me, so this is why the relationship it's in that way. And he keeps saying in the press that he can't with me, like me, blah 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 blah. But it's only for the press.
Really?
Yes, 100%.
So where are you now in your head with all this? Because the World Cup is about to start. You're going to go there with Portugal, and we'll talk about that in a moment, with a very exciting team, actually. But where are you with United? They won't be playing again now until after Christmas. That leaves a few days before the January transfer window. Do you think you'll still be a United player come January 1st?
It's difficult to tell right now, because my mood is right now to the World Cup. It's probably my last World Cup, of course, my 5th World Cup. I don't know what's going to happen after the World Cup. But as I told you before, and I will say again, the fans will be always in my heart. And I hope they being in my side, even if I'm back or if I'm not back or if I stay or whatever. Nobody's perfect. Episodes in the life we all have. It's part of the human beings. It's part of me to be a human being and father as well. I always will commit mistakes, but I don't know. It's hard to tell you right now what's going to happen in the World Cup, because my focus is only for the World Cup, for the Portugal national team.
Hey, Ronaldo still at Old Trafford after the World Cup. I'll ask him.
How you doing, Cornish, Amy? Thanks for the subscribe, Nick. Yeah, I agree, Lee. Ronaldo said it was before as well, like the youngsters nowadays just don't care. They don't want to. I can't believe he was saying youngsters don't spend every minute they've got with Ronaldo. Like, if you're 18 to 20 years old and Ronaldo's up front, playing up front, and you're another striker and you're learning your trade, how are you not just like harassing him all the time to become a better player? He says they don't even acknowledge him sometimes. They don't watch him or want to learn from him. He's there at the beginning, he's there at the end. First person there, last person out. Crazy. Crazy world. Man United have messed up. I can't see him staying either. Yeah, I agree, Cornish. I can't see him staying. Absolutely not. If he has a good World Cup and he bangs in some goals, then there's only a few teams that can afford him, so he's going to have to take a pay cut, isn't he, wherever he goes. But like the first comment was, do you have more millions or more subscribers? And he said probably the same. Well, he's got 500,000 subscribers on Instagram. So, yeah. I think for both worlds, yeah, Ronaldo needs to find another club. I still like Ronaldo, and I think this will open the eyes to the world about the Glazers The Glazers out movement.
Join me, Jeremy Kyle, Monday to
Jeremy
Thursday
Kyle.
at 7, when I'll be taking a common sense approach to the stories that really do matter to you. And you know me, gang, I don't shy away from difficult conversations, so nothing is off limits. So if you're a free thinker and you want a show that reveals the truth behind today's headlines with absolutely no agenda, join me on Jeremy Kyle Live. It's on Monday to Thursday at 7
Jeremy.
right here on Talk TV.
I don't know if they're scared of him. I mean, some of the youngsters nowadays in these teams, they're quite cocky and arrogant, some of them. Yeah, maybe some of them, it is probably scary, but this is their career, isn't it? This is their dream. You know, you would, if you want to be the best striker in the world, and Ronaldo's in your team, you'd be getting to training early. Some of these players are turning up to training late as well, they were saying. All they do is have to play football and train. How? Craziness. And like he says, they just don't care. Don't give a shit. Oh, Jezza. Yeah. Piers and Jezza teaming up. You think Cornish? So that Fume may be angry with him, but Roy Keane fell out with Alex Ferguson massively. And then Keane's still a legend.
Talk TV.
We're back. This is more about, I think, his personal World Cup goals.
If
I
you
think.
had your time again, knowing what was going to happen, would you sign for Manchester United again?
As I told in the beginning, I'm always took my decisions by not emotional moments, but maybe this decision I took by emotional. I'm not regret because I took with 100% conscience, but it was more emotional than rational. Don't know if it makes sense.
Yeah.
But it was good. It was good because I was happy when they left me be happy. So I tried to give my advices, my experience to help Manchester United to be where they deserve to be. I don't pretend to be more smart than the other ones. Nobody is smarter than me, but I'm not smarter than nobody. When I arrive in Manchester United, I always be available to help the team to do the good things, to put in the right spots, to compete with the best teams. But it's hard when they cut your legs and they don't like you to shine, and they don't listen to your advices. I think I have a word to advise to the club because the trophies that I won, individual and collective, I think I can help a lot. But when the infrastructure is not good.
What's amazing is you ended last season with hat-tricks. You're scoring hat-tricks for fun, one against Tottenham. You know, you were playing great football, but you were starting most games. And now this season, you've barely started any games.
Something happened.
You know, I'd imagine you're a bit like a racehorse, right? If you don't start.
I didn't do the pre-season.
Right. Right.
Is the excuse.
Right. Which is
I didn't do the
ridiculous.
pre-season, so.
You think if you'd been able to just do what you did last season, you just carried on scoring?
For sure. You think I did learn to score goals? Maybe I'm not motivated that I'm supposed to be. Probably. As I told you before, Piers, I'm a human being. I feel the things. I'm not perfect. But my motivation is not the same that I was a few months ago. I hope to change.
Do you feel like you need a fresh challenge?
I'm not saying if it's fresh challenge, but let's see. I cannot answer right now because my focus is for the World Cup. But I don't know. Maybe it's good for Manchester and probably it's good for me as well to have a new chapter. Probably, but I don't know. If I will be back, I will be the same Cristiano. But I hope people being on my side and let me shine like I did all the clubs and all years.
What is the truth about other clubs making offers for you? Some people have said there were no offers at all. I happen to know that there was a gigantic one from Saudi Arabia. I mean,
For example?
like 350 million euros for 2 seasons, is that?
True. Yes, it's true.
That's a staggering sum of money.
Yes.
which you turned down.
In that moment, yes.
I mean, that to me says you're not just about the money.
It's what I'm gonna mention now. They say many garbage things that if you are agent, what you're gonna do? You go the clubs, but George Mendes, for example, have more than 100 players, and they go Chelsea, they go Arsenal. They always mention Cristiano Ronaldo. They offer Cristiano. Please, let's be honest. Who's the most expensive player, salary player that Premier League have in history? It's me, even with 37 years old. Why they even offer me to Sporting or Napolis? I will be honest with you. I didn't have many clubs, but I have many offers of the other clubs, right. Which is I didn't change because I didn't plan to do it, but I have. But what the press keeping say and the garbage press say that nobody want me, which is completely wrong. And I was happy here, to be honest. I was motivated to do it, a great season here. But they continue to repeat. Nobody want Cristiano. How they don't want a player who last year scored 32 goals with national team?
I mean, that's the point I don't get, because there are people out there, and you see them, you hear them, and they say, well, he's not the player he used to be. As if somehow at 37 you're going to be as good as you were at 21. Anyway,
everyone changed.
But you are the greatest 37-year-old anyone's ever seen, right? And you're still extremely fit. So it just seems to me nothing's changed from the player I saw banging in hat-tricks last season, except that you have a coach who doesn't want to start you.
A few months, what they're going to change? There's nothing.
Do you feel like you can still be a top player?
But for me, it's stupid question when the people say, they are not the same. Nobody is the same. Day by day, we're getting old. Every one of us. You understand? It's normal. You have to adapt. And I think nobody in this game have this brain that adapts with his age. I'm not want to be cocky to say that I'm the same that when I was 20. Of course, no. But I'm adapt and I be smart to know my strength, what I'm good to do. And I'm still playing the high level and I score goals and I will continue to score goals if my mind is clear and happy, and if the people surround me that help me to be a successful player, especially the coach, the president, directives. But when you feel that the energy don't go surround you, it's difficult you to be yourself, which has happened. This is what's happened with me. But what they say the last 3 months is completely garbage and wrong. They say that I offer me this and that, and many presidents and directives speak about they reject from it. It's completely lie. They lie because it's not what's happened. I had many clubs, not many, a few clubs that they want me to sign, and I didn't go because I feel comfortable here. This is the truth.
How easy is it to turn down £350 million
That's a lot of money.
Kick a football for 2 years in Saudi Arabia?
It's hard. It's hard. It's hard. But in the same way, I thought that I was very happy here, that I'm still capable to score goals and make people up.
Is it also that you want to keep playing at the highest level? That you want to play Champions League football? You want to keep breaking records? Is it, again, it comes back to my gut feeling about you, that if it was just about money, you'd be in Saudi Arabia, right, earning this king's ransom. But that's not what motivates you. Keep at the
exactly,
top.
because I thought I still believe that I can score many goals and help the team, because I still believe that I'm still good and capable to help national team, even Manchester United. But if you don't feel surround you that the energies is in your side, it's difficult. Of course, the criticism is going to exist all the time. 37 is still not the same, but I want to see if some guy of my age maintain the level that I show. You're not going to teach me that. Nobody going to teach me that. I know.
Are you as fit as you've ever been, do you think?
Yes. In this moment, I feel very good. I believe that I'm going to do it amazing World Cup. I'm prepared, physically and mentally. But, Piers, it is what it is. Life is good. I'm good. My mental is good. I'm happy to do this interview with you. I know they're going to generate many polemic.
Of course.
But Cristiano.
But they would anyway, right? I mean, they've all had their say, and now you're entitled to have your say. And you know better than anybody because you are Cristiano Ronaldo.
They criticize me when I don't speak. Of course, when I'm going to speak, they're going to criticize me even more. But it's something that I can deal with that. I know I'm going to disappoint a few people, maybe I'm gonna make happy a few people, but it is what it is. The life it's completely difficult. We have obstacles in our lives, and I will keep running to fight against the people who don't believe me, and the life is a challenge, and I want the people that they are wrong when they say that
if you do leave United, and I accept that this is not a done decision either way, but if you do, and it seems to me like it's more likely than not as we sit here, what would your message be to Manchester United fans who've had to read all this stuff all year and probably have a very mixed idea about where the truth lies? What would you say to them if you do end up leaving?
It's hard for me to say that I will not be back to Manchester United, but regardless, as you say, it's let's see what's going to happen. But as I told you before, the fans for me always will be in my side, will be always in my heart. I see during the days when I go to the street, the love, the passion the people have for me, the respect. I hope that they never forget the things that I will continue to do it, not only in the past, but in the present too. Manchester will be always in my side. The fans will be always in my side. Doesn't matter what's going to happen. And I appreciate the love that they send for me all the time, even when I'm done play. Even when they criticize me, they always will be in my heart. So thank you to all the supports. Hope to see you soon, and they always will be in my heart.
And what about Sir Alex, the man who persuaded you to come back again?
You're welcome.
Really, like a father figure to you, really, in many ways, like another father to you. What's his take on everything that's been happening? What's his opinion of all this?
I don't speak with him like 1 month ago, but it's always on my side. He always understands me. He knows better than nobody that the club is not on the path that they deserve to be. He knows. Everyone knows. The people who don't see that is because they don't want to see. They are blamed. The fans, they are always the answer and the passion for the game. Manchester belongs to the fans, but they should know the truth. The infrastructure, they are not good. They should change. If not, Manchester is not going to be where they used to be when Sir Alex Ferguson, David Gill was. And I hope to be part, if they count with me, to help the club to be successful. If not, the life will continue. I will continue to my journey. I will continue to make fans happy and score goals and do it tricks and everything. And it's good. It's part of my journey.
Up next, Ronaldo and Lionel Messi and the World Cup in Qatar.
Nicholas. Hey, Nick. Welcome, guys. I'm glad that you could actually do it now. What are you asking about the fans? Rather than saying, like, I love the fans, and he has said that previously, he kept saying the fans are on my side, the fans will be with me, the fans, Manchester loves me, the fans support me. So he has got this feeding of the ego a little bit, isn't he? To turn down 350 million to play in, because he can still do that in the future. He can still do that. He wants to play a few more years, I think, in Champions League top level, and then he could go to Saudi Arabia or USA, earn big money and play in like the retirement league almost, couldn't he? 300 million is a lot of money, but he's not hard up. He's not hard up at all, is he? I can't see him ever coming back to the club. You know, Ten Hag is very, very, very strict. I mean, I saw him get rid of one player from Ajax who refused to listen to his instructions on the pitch. Within a year, he was sold. Ronaldo's done this. I can't see him keeping him at all. Yeah, Cornish, you can't get that big and that good in football without having an ego. It's why he is so good, probably. Yeah, but I think he's done.
Join me, Jeremy Kyle, Monday to Thursday at 7. When I'll be taking a common sense approach to the stories that really do matter to you. And you know me, gang, I don't shy away from difficult conversations, so nothing is off limits. So if you're a free thinker and you want a show that reveals the truth behind today's headlines with absolutely no agenda, join me on Jeremy Kyle Live. It's on Monday to Thursday at 7 right here on Talk TV.
I didn't even know Jeremy Kyle had a new show. I didn't know that. And then randomly it came, I was like, bloody hell. I wonder where he disappeared to, because ITV banned him, didn't they? Oh, he's a legend, yeah. Yeah, I don't know. There's rumours that Bayern Munich are interested. PSG could afford him. That would mean PSG would have Messi, Ronaldo and Neymar up front and Mbappe. That's mental. I don't know if he'll go to PSG. Yeah, it'd be interesting. But there's not many teams that can afford him. Oh no, Jeremy Kyle. I mean, the interview is not as damaging as I thought it would be. Like, do you know what I mean? He hasn't said anything too like, oh, can't believe you said that.
I want to just talk to you briefly about the World Cup. Your 5th World Cup. And you say it's your last, but I mean, you'd only be 41 at the next one. Could we have a 6th World Cup potentially?
Will be tough.
With these flip-flops.
So this may be the last one.
Probably, yes.
You've got an exciting team full of experience and young players, Portugal. Are you optimistic about your chances?
I'm very optimistic. We have a fantastic coach. We have a good generation of football players. I'm looking forward that we're going to do an amazing World Cup.
Would that be for you the pinnacle of your career, to win a World Cup with Portugal?
Piers, I dreamed one time about that.
Holding the World Cup.
Yes. It's going to be tough, extremely difficult, but everything is possible. But of course, we're going to compete. It's hard to beat.
Who are the biggest rivals, do you think?
We are not the favorites. We are never favorites.
No, of course, but you weren't favourites when you won the Euros,
Exactly,
right?
exactly.
Who do you think are the ones to really watch? Who are the best squads out there?
Probably France.
I don't mind Piers Morgan, if I'm honest. I don't mind him.
France.
Bit cocky, but I don't mind that people.
Put Spain, Argentina, Germany. Brazil, of course.
They look good to me.
They look good.
England?
You haven't mentioned them.
England as well. Yeah, of course, England.
You think England have a chance?
Have a chance beside Portugal, in my opinion. But let's see. We'll be different. We'll be in a winter.
Is it weird playing at winter? Do you care? Do you care?
I don't really care, to be honest. A part of the issues that the country, wherever they try to speak now that it wasn't not good option to do it there, but they should do that before. We should focus only in football, the competition, to people to enjoy.
Do you think all the politics and the morality debates and stuff, should that all be left aside now?
100%.
Focus on the
Of
game.
course.
I feel that.
Of course, they should do that.
That debate should be had before you award the country.
Exactly. They should concentrate it in all competition, all the national teams, the people to be welcome in Qatar, and I see a good tournament. To be honest, I think Qatar, they are prepared. They are prepared for that, and will be weird to play in the beginning of the season. Yes, but in the same way, a challenge. I think it's, to be honest, it's good. I feel good. I feel with good energy.
So what about this idea? You get to the final. Portugal, the Argentina. You score 2. Messi scores 2. The last minute, 94th minute, you score a 3rd for your hat-trick and you win the World Cup. Is that, be honest?
It's too good.
Is that the dream?
It's too good. I didn't expect that. Too good dream.
But if it happened?
Come on.
That's the dream.
He can score another player. I don't care. If the Portugal be in a final and score, even the goalkeeper, I will be the most happy man in the world. But if this happens, come on. I will say I will finish football if this happens.
That's it. You retire, right?
Yeah, I retired. 100%. 100%.
I mean, it may well be Messi's last World Cup. He's never won it either. I mean, you're linked forever, the pair of you. To me, the greatest there's ever been. You're number one for me.
Thank you.
He's number two. You're number one to you. He's number two. But it's an amazing relationship you have, even though you're not, I know, great friends or anything, but you're always respectful when you see each other.
All the time.
What do you think of him, Messi, now? As you both head to maybe your last World Cup?
As a football player?
Yeah, and as a person.
Amazing. Player is magic, top. As a person, we share the stage 16 years. Imagine, 16 years we
at the highest level.
We share. So I have great relationship with him. I'm not friend of him in terms of when I mean friend is the guy who is with you in your house, who speak on the phone. No, but he's like a teammate. He's a guy that I really respect the way he always speak about me. Even his wife or my wife, my girlfriend, they always respect. They are from Argentina. My girlfriend is from Argentina.
Yeah.
So good. What I'm gonna say about Messi? Great things. He's a good guy. He do everything for football.
The best player you've ever seen, excluding yourself?
Probably yes. Him, Zidane, probably. Yes. That I play, fight with him. Yes.
Have you ever had dinner together?
Never.
Would you like to?
Why not?
One day to sit down
Yes.
and
Listen, I love.
can I come?
I love, of course. I love to meet people. I love people. You know, I love to share things, ideas, learn things, ideas, new histories, new brains. Why not? I will do it for sure. I will do it.
That would be
In a few years.
Yeah.
At the bat, as Maradona and Pelé did.
Yes.
No problem. Come on, I'm a good person. I know I have a good heart. I don't like to, to criticize people. It's not the way I took my life. Everything is positive.
And if there's like a weird sequence of events and Mbappe goes to Real Madrid and PSG ring you up and go, we've had a great idea. We want to put Messi and Ronaldo up front.
Everything is possible in football. So
that would be incredible.
Ronaldo, Messi, PSG.
I don't know. As I told you before.
They'd sell some shirts.
For sure, they will sell a lot of shirts.
Are Arsenal going to win the Premier League?
I hope so.
You do?
Manchester first. If not, Arsenal is some team that I like to see to play.
Did you rate the team at the moment?
Yes, I do. I like the team. I like the coach. I think they do it a good team. And if Manchester United
still
don't win the
playing
Premier League, I will be happy if Arsenal do.
What would you like your legacy to be, Cristiano? I mean, well, let me ask you first. Do you have any plans to retire? I mean, how long do you think you can keep playing football?
I want to play 2 years more.
2 years more?
2-3 years more maximum. I want to finish with 40. I think we'll be
40.
40. A good age. But I don't know. I don't know the future. Sometimes you plan one thing for your life, and as I told many times, the life is dynamic, and you never know what's going to happen.
Tom Brady in America, the great NFL quarterback, retired. Then he has a conversation with you on the Old Trafford pitch, and whatever you said to him,
I'm psychologist, so
the next day he comes out of retirement.
Psychologist, you see, I'm good.
Psychologs.
No, I thought he took the decision a few weeks before, but it was good.
What did you talk about, you two goats?
To speak about in a general, he's very, very smart guy. He knows a lot about football. We have a nice conversation. And
you scored a hat-trick that day, didn't you?
Yes, I did. He gave me good energy. When I have good energy.
When you have another goat in the stadium, does that fire you up?
Exactly. When you have
it's
another
a goat thing, right?
Yes. Energies. It's all about energy. When you have good energy around you, I can be interesting things.
What about Jordan Peterson, who I know came to see you?
Amazing man.
Yeah, because I've interviewed him a few times, and he was fascinated to meet you and to talk to you, both about private things, about what had happened to your family this year, but also about professionally you and your situation.
I'm a huge fan of him. I read his book, 12 Rules, and I felt that he's really, really interesting guy, and I love to meet smart people. And fantastic man. And I learn a lot, some advices that he give me. not only
What
for
was,
this
what
moment.
was the best advice he gave you?
We had a nice strategic conversation, not only for the moment of my life. I mean, not only for football, because my life is not resumed only for football. I'm a businessman. I have, and many important things on my life. And when you are surrounded with these people, with you as well, people that make your life more interesting, they reach something in your daily life, I appreciate, because it's that kind of people that thinking outside the box, which is I appreciate. And we had a nice conversation, strategic conversation, not only for the moment, but for the future as well. He gave him some points that I never expect, but the beginning was to meet him, a good person, an intelligent person, and was fantastic. And we keep in touch. I speak with him. It's good.
You're going to do Cristiano Ronaldo's 12 rules to life?
Why not? For the future,
Maybe
probably.
20. You got more rules.
Exactly. For the future, probably. I wanna educate it. I want to educate it, not only my family, but my fans. As you know, I have millions of fans.
Yeah.
Probably for the future, I want to do it some book, but not the type of book.
I've got a good idea for you on that. I told you. It's a good one.
But to help people how to maintain longevity.
And also, I think in your case, how to survive life, right? There's a lot of people out there who are struggling to just deal with life. And the one thing you do better than anybody I've seen in sport is resilience, mental strength, right? That's what it's really about.
I think it's the most important thing. And I can see me in the future. Of course, I want to improve my English.
It's very good. It's much better even than last time I interviewed.
Yeah, but I have to improve. I have to do more interviews. I have to improve. I know, and I want to improve, and I see myself to do it when I'm retired, to speak for millions of people, advices, how to be a professional player, how to maintain your longevity, how I'm not a psychologist, but I passed through many things, and I can
above all, how to win.
How to win, which is the most important. I think
that's what it's all about.
I have experience to inspire people for that. I think I'm a role model, and I can help many people in that way if they want my help.
If they want to listen to it, right?
For sure, especially the young people. I want to be with the young people, to speak with them, not only for them, but for the fathers as well, to put him in the right spot.
Cristiano, what a pleasure. Thank you very much indeed.
Thank you very much, Piers. It was a pleasure for me too.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Ended with a wink. Of course it did. An extraordinary interview with an extraordinary footballer and an extraordinary man. Did he change your mind? That's for you to decide. One thing's for sure, he set the record straight, and he was most definitely uncensored.
Interesting. I'm going to minimise that music for a minute. Weren't as bad as I thought, actually. Yeah, he had a little pop at Ten Hag, and I think that is the end of his career now. Not his career, but playing for Man United. If he has a good World Cup, there'll be a lot of teams interested. I think he knows he needs to move on. It's interesting to see that he wants to go into public speaking. Like a bit like Jordan Peterson, go around, probably talking to exhibitions and big shows, sort of motivation, all that sort of stuff. That's quite interesting. Yeah. Wasn't as I thought it was going to be a bit the way they promoted it with the clips. I thought it was going to be a bit more like singling things out, but he didn't. It's quite a mellow interview in the end, wasn't it? It's quite chilled. Nothing shocking, nothing too much. The Glazers haven't spoke to him. They don't care about the club. I mean, he's called out the chairman, the board. So, yeah, I definitely think he's done. I can't remember the quote that he said, but yeah, it wasn't that spicy. Nothing offensive. I don't think. Um, I'm sure there'll be people out there going crazy, offended and stuff, but the people that wanted the Glazers to leave Man United and they want that change, Ronaldo, biggest footballer in the world, he's just said everything you want to hear. He's now just hit a bigger audience than these people ever could. Everyone knows that the Glazers now aren't good enough. So I'm fascinated to hear what happens now with the Glazers. Will they sell the club, or will they go and spend a lot of money to try and silence the noise around them? It's going to be interesting, very interesting. He's only repeating Gary Neville moaning about the club. Yeah, Neville. I mean, even Neville were teammates, and I think the fact, like Roy Keane wouldn't say anything bad about Ronaldo had his back. Ronaldo wouldn't speak bad about Solskjaer. Rio Ferdinand wouldn't speak bad about Ronaldo. There's like this, what do you call it, dressing room code, bro code that you stick together. And Gary Neville and Rooney sort of broke it. Neville went at him, and Neville's not squeaky clean, you know. I don't know if you saw the Have I Got News For You when he was talking about the human rights stuff and that. And they was like, are you still taking money, Gary? And he was like, yeah. So it's, all right, so you don't agree with human rights and you're moaning about the FA and all this UEFA World Cup stuff being put in a place like that, but you're still going over there being paid a fortune to commentate. Double standards, isn't it? Not double standards. Yeah, I've got nothing against Gary Neville either, but yeah. I don't support United personally and think he's bigger. He's bigger than any club, isn't he, Ronaldo? He's Barcelona got like 14 million subscribers, I think. Man United 7, 8. Like social wise, Ronaldo's, well, after this it's gonna be even higher, isn't it? But he's hit 500 million. He's the highest follower on Instagram in the world. He's got the highest ever Twitter reach, or something it was. But the tweet was made when Man United signed him, and it's the biggest tweet of all time. It's just huge, isn't he? He's huge. And I'm sure once he stops the football, he'll be like Beckham. He'll go out and do different brand deals, create products, but he'll probably do the motivational speaking as well, which is why he wants to develop his English. And he's talking to Piers Morgan and Jordan Peterson. He'll probably release books, and yeah, be interested to see what his future holds. Yeah, Neville's just frustrated, isn't he, as well? Yeah, he wants. I mean, you think like people like Neville, Ronaldo. You know, they played with like obviously Roy Keane, and I think Neville even played with Schmeichel and stuff, and the big names, Ruud van Nistelrooy, Rooney, Giggs, Scholes. They played with these world class players. They won Champions Leagues. They were dominating the Premiership. And now look at it. Ronaldo's come back to this club, and it's like, what is this? Where's the Roy Keanes? Where's the talent? Where's the passion? Where's the fire? Where's the trophies? Yeah. And Neville obviously had all that success, and now he's watching this team, and he's just like, what is this crap? There've been improvements with the new manager. There have been some improvements, but they were signing the wrong players, the wrong mentality, I think. Yeah, Neville does certain things, and you think, oh, but Jamie Carragher's just as bad as well. Like Carragher was slagging off Ronaldo and certain people, but people forget that Carragher was gobbing out the window at people, spitting at them in the street. You know, so he's not squeaky clean. You know, he's done things that ain't right, and he's moaning at Ronaldo for doing an interview. Ronaldo ain't going around spitting in faces. You know, he moaned about Ronaldo slapping the phone. I personally as well think Ronaldo's struggling massively. I think with like, the death of his child. As you would. I mean, I don't know this, but since all that stuff happened, I mean, he was playing football within a week after that happened. All these incidents that happened, like him walking off against Tottenham, slapping the phone out of the hand of the Everton player, these are all frustrations. And they're built up because he weren't playing football. But there's also an underlying thing. He's still a human. Whether he's truly had enough time to grieve, I don't know. But you can see a lot of this lashing out, this anger. And this interview is another way of getting it out of his system, this anger, this frustration. So we forget, like, even though he's a huge celebrity footballer and that, he's a human being still. But everybody that couldn't watch it, I'm glad you got to watch it this way, at least. You got to see the interview part 2. I tried not to speak too much through it. I didn't want to interrupt the sounds. But thank you for watching, guys, and chatting to me and subscribing. I'm going to shoot off. Then I'm going to come back later on. I'm going to do a live stream with my friend. And we're going to be watching a home movie we made 3 months ago of our trip to Brazil, and just doing a little chat and a little random waffle. We call it waffle hour, and we just talk crap. But we're watching a video we made of our trip to Brazil, going back over it because winter's here now. We're missing our summer holidays. He has to put up with next little. He does. He said he can't even walk down the street without being mobbed by thousands of people. It must be hard. You just want to go to the shop and buy some milk. You can't do it. You're welcome, Cornish. Nice to meet you, Cornish. Nice to meet you, Nick, as well. Gracias. You're welcome. You're welcome. Jinada. No time to grieve. Maybe a bit of PTSD. It could be. It really could be. I've not experienced that, so I don't know. But a lot of things have happened with him since then, and it could be a massive build-up. But much love, guys. Thanks for watching, and hopefully I'll see you all soon. Take care.